Okay, guys, we are back, and this is the final round of a Swiss um, Dragon's Maze sealed deck. We just built our deck as a Bant deck there, and we are going first. Not really exciting, but provided that we got our guild gate here, and we only have three on the deck, anyways, I'm gonna try to keep this one. Hopefully, we can draw an island or yeah, an island for our succeeding turns. So we're going up against possibly Rakdos or um, Orzhov and Golgari also. So yeah, it looks to be an Orzhov. So this is a life link with Extort. Okay. And we just drew our island, which is really nice. And hopefully we can draw another land and start pumping with this asort. What do you call this? Ascendant Lomage. Okay, who is this? A Rakdos Drake Unleashed. Okay, so he has a Drake of his own now. It's a 2-3 Unleash. We are not looking to deal with that later. So we're just gonna keep bashing here. I'm just surprised why he didn't attack there. He might be playing around a Shamble Shark or something. So I'm just gonna play it instead and then say go. So our key draws here, our key situations is to start draw lands. Basically for the next land, we have our Ascendant Law Mage, and in case he has that spell where you need to sacrifice a multicolored creature, then we have Dryad Militant here. So who is this? Blood something. Okay. Not really a serious threat at this point. But if he starts to deplete his hand, then a guild gate. That is not so bad. We are still on the bash mode here. Although I'm a little sad we don't have a. Okay, I think we can just play our Rootborn defense here. I don't want to be waiting on, or we can do a common bond actually. I think common bond is much better. Yeah, common bond is much better because he is currently tapped out and he doesn't have a way to 2 for 1 as at that moment. And next turn, we're gonna be playing the Ascendant Law Mage. So we are slowly trying to outrace him here. Mind Rot. Okay, that is not a very good card against us. All right, we have a situation here. We can discard the Rootborn defenses and Ascendant Law Mage, and then start bashing with a pumped. If we discard this and this, our Knightly Valor will be attached to the flyer here, and it's gonna be 5, 8 plus 2, 10 damage. But if we discard this, we leave nothing behind, that could be a problem. However, if we uh, discard both Rootborn and Knightly Valor, our Ascendant Law Mage will stick around, hopefully, to finish the job because he's gonna go down to 3, 6, 8, 5, 5 here, and he needs to kill one of our flyers in order to survive. Okay, I'm just gonna discard Rootborn defenses. I'm really thinking hard here. Yeah. Knightly Valor 5 to 5 is down to 10. He gains life heal steer, so it's not gonna be enough. I think the more long-term win condition there would be Ascendant Law Mage, provided that it has X-Proof. So I'm just gonna discard this also. And the other reason we discarded Knightly Valor because we might not get a land next turn, and we won't be able to play it anyway. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's do that. Let's attack here first. If he attacks, we go down to 4, to 8, and possibly more, but that should be fine. We still have Ice in the Skies. Okay, I'm just gonna do Ascendant Law Mage here. And he needs an extra creature or a removal in order to deal with our, provided that he doesn't kill our Ascendant Law Mage. So we're still gonna accept this one. Mhm. Okay, he needs a blocker here. He did got a 7. He went up to 7 life, but he needs 2 blockers at least. And what is this? Slum Reaper. Each player sacrifices a creature. Okay. I am a big fan of this during the Ravnica days also. Yup. Okay. Click OK here. So I am going to sacrifice of course, a Dryad Militant because it has the less power. And we have a Centaur Healer, which is pretty good. So the plan here is to attack both and then gain some life from our friendly neighborhood Centaur Healer. Okay, he needs to deal us. Okay, we just won our last game there. Whew. Begin sideboarding. So we need what? What do we do against him? He has creatures with power 3 or less. Do I bring in the Runner's Bane? Or most probably I'll just bring this one in. Hidden Strings. Yup, I'll try to work with that card. I haven't really got a chance to work with that anyway, so let's see what we can bring out. Probably a Agoraphobia, or we'll just take out this Primordial and bring out these strings. Other things that might work against him. I didn't see anything serious or a big threat at the moment. He did have that Slum Reaper and that Lifelink guy. So that might cause problems for us. So what we can do about it is to possibly ambush. No, I don't like that kind of trick. Um, Battering Crisis. Yeah, I think we can stick with our plan for now. Um, we could probably exchange the Rootborn defenses with the Druid's Deliverance, given that we are looking to be on a racing mode. I'm gonna try to exchange them first and then see if I need to bring it back later. Okay, let's see what happens from here. We have a couple of Windrake, a Celestia Guildgate, and a few other lands. This is a definite keep for me. I'm just gonna wait for enough turns to have the common bad online. Acrasis is also good. Oops, I should have brought down the Guildgate there. Wow, that's nice. So it looks like an Ors of Golgari. Flying Unleash. Okay. Dryad Militant. That's nice. So our plan here is to swarm the board and start bashing, but it looks like he's gonna be first to bash us. What's this? Scene collector. Choose an instant or sorcery card. Exile. Okay, too bad we don't have. Okay, that's nice. Too bad we lost that common bond. Okay, we are still going to proceed with our plan. Cast the Windrake first. Evolve this guy. And then cast a Dryad Militant. Okay, the question is, am I gonna play around Smite here? Probably not. Oh, I should have attacked with the... No, there might be a Smite, so... Anyway, that's fine. Cluestone. Okay, that's nice. This is a white-green Cluestone, which is fine also. Yeah, we can use our Knightly Valor here, and then place it on the Windrake. Or do we place it on uh, Battering Crazes instead? It's gonna be what, 4/4? No, I think we just place it on an evasive guy instead. Then I can start bashing here. I don't mind trading my Crazes against his guy because it's gonna trigger some trample as well. So does this have a life link? No, right? Okay, so he has might. That was unfortunate. Uh, that was the card we were trying to play around earlier. But it's okay. It happens, actually. So let's see if he has a second smite here. Okay, there's a problem there. I didn't block. He might have a... well, I don't know. I might have just forgotten. Anyway, yeah, we can just do this. Ethereal armor on which guy? Vigilance. Yeah, let's just ethereal armor here on our vigilance friend. Mm-hmm. -4, -2. Okay, that's fine. And then we start bashing again. So is this a second smite? No, no smite. Um, yeah, summon the Drake and then Hopefully he doesn't have a Slum Reaper or something serious. Sacrifice, draw a card. Please do not draw removal. That is not so nice. Angelic Edict, Mind Rat. Okay, you can have my forest. There's an arrest here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it against this guy. He might have a slumber. What do you call that? That sacrifice creatures. Both players sacrifice creatures, but we don't have any choice, right? It's probably we can just save the arrest for his bigger threats. So he needs to remove this and then force me to sacrifice this. That's the play there. What's it gonna be? Okay, he did have a Slum Reaper, which is correct. And of course, I'm gonna sacrifice my smaller mind Windrake there. Okay, I'm not gonna block. Stab wound. Okay. That would lead us to arresting this guy now. Or do we wait another turn? Because he might have a bomb that can block this. So I think it's better to wait another turn here. But the problem there is we might encounter a Mind Rot at some point. So our arrest gets nullified, right? I think it's better to just arrest here. And hopefully he doesn't draw something that can interact with our Windrake. Okay, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished our very first pre-release. Unfortunately, we went 3-1 here. So we're just gonna get some 9 packs. Sorry, nine, not 9 packs, but uh, what's the price structure there again? Four packs. We're gonna get 4 packs and one QP together with the foil mazes and all right. Things that I have noticed, and we're just about to recap here. For this format, I noticed that it's pretty slower than Return to Ravnica, and even a lot slower, of course, against Gate Crash. Gate Crash is just full of a lot of aggro things. And another tip for the people who would like to dip their toes on this format. Another thing is that we are in a kind of congested type of environment wherein the consistency of cards is not really there. Given that you are dealing with um, three sets there, if you happen to pass around or neglect your best cards, then there's a tendency that you might not wield it if you are trying to draft. And in sealed environment, the probably one of the major important things that I can say is that the mana fixing is really useful. Um, if you have gates that belong to your color, it's really gonna help you in the long run and prevent that mana screw or mana problems later on. Our first game was technically um, well, it's kind of bad because we didn't draw any island and we were holding around two to three. We are holding around two to three cards, which needs blue mana. So apart from that, I can say that in terms of the bombs and all those things, still it's pretty much looking like a Return to Ravnica and Gate Crash kind of environment. The cards in Dragon's Maze doesn't really impress me a lot because it doesn't have that really bomby type of Angel of Serenity and all those um, really good cards. Although that being said, I believe the format is still young and there's still a lot more room for exploration. I wish you guys all the best, and like me, I recommend listening to limited resources and other things or other groups there that performs reviews on the cards. One site that I find very useful is the Star City Games. They have a pretty good evaluation there, and channelfireball.com also gave some really good comments on a card per card basis. But in terms of limited environment, there's nothing really better than the limited resources, on my opinion. So if you're a fan of limited, try it out. And again, before we end, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I do appreciate if you can leave comments. Liking the video doesn't really matter to me, but I do like to receive comments because I'm trying to improve my gameplay and at the same time trying to see where what mistakes I did and revisit areas for improvement. Okay, I guess that's it, and we'll see you guys next time around. And I wish you the best of luck on your Magic the Gathering tournaments. Bye for now.